How's it going, everyone, and welcome to my review of the Rebel U-Wing Starfighter. This set was released on May the 1st of 2025 at an original retail price of $69.99 USD. It is given set number 75399, is rated for ages 8 and up, and has 594 pieces, which gives this an original price per piece of 12 cents. Now, this box does get some unique artwork for Andor Season 2, with Andor and a Stormtrooper in the bottom left-hand corner. This set does come with 4 minifigures, 3 of them being unique, and K2SO will be reappearing in August in his own buildable character set. And on the side of the box, we get the same image of the U-Wing Starfighter. Taking a look at the back of the box, we get to see a bunch of the different play features. The 2 play features they highlight are the spring-loaded missiles as well as the wings opening up into attack position. Opening up your box is quite an easy experience. Simply push in these 2 pull tabs and pull to reveal the contents of your box. Inside of your box, you'll find a total of 6 numbered bags, 1 relatively small sticker sheet, and lastly, your instruction manual. Now, inside of bag number 3, I received 2 hair pieces for Cassie and Andor. This seems to be a common occurrence, so if you find it, just know that a lot of people have the same experience. And here we have the final product. Now, I waited a long time to do this review, firstly because I wanted the recency bias to wear off, and I was also getting my hands on all of the other U-Wings LEGO has released for retail purchase, which I will be doing comparisons to later on in the video. And this thing, it holds up really well against all of the other U-Wings that we have received from LEGO Star Wars. But before we dive into the ship, we first have to talk about this slate of minifigures. So let's dive into them individually. Firstly, we have our main character, Cassian Andor. Now, this outfit is based off of Season 2, Episode 11. That's the arc where Cassian Andor and K2SO go to rescue Clea. They do give him a dual-sided face print, as well as some nice back printing. Now, this marks the second Cassian Andor figure ever based off of the Andor TV series. We now have figures from both Season 1 and Season 2. And of course, we do have Cassian Andor figures from Rogue One as well. Our next minifigure is Dedra Meero, and this is such a cool character to get, as I never really thought LEGO would do this one. Now, she has some absolutely phenomenal torso printing, but her leg printing is a little bit see-through with that white on black printing. Just doesn't look ideal, but otherwise the printing there is very nice. And they do give her a secondary face print, which is more aggressive in nature. And she does have some very nice back printing. Now, it is a little funny to me that both Playscale U-Wings came with a hat-hair combo piece. The 2016 U-Wing came with Jyn Erso's hat-hair combo piece, and now the 2025 U-Wing comes with Dedra Meero's hat-hair combo piece. And now we have the Imperial couple being Dedra Meero and Cyril Karn. I'm really glad LEGO decided to make these figures. Even though you don't root for these characters, you do get attached to them over time. Our next minifigure is this ISB Tactical Agent. They give him a riot shield and a blaster for his accessory, and the printing on his torso and legs is just absolutely phenomenal. I love how reminiscent it is of a Stormtrooper. They also do give him some nice back printing on his torso. And now we have my favorite minifigure in this set, K2SO. I am so glad LEGO decided to re-release this figure, as I never purchased Krennic's Shuttle when it was first released. I am a huge fan of the Rogue One film as well as the Andor series and the Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor games, where we see a lot of KX units, so I'm very glad to finally have another K2SO. I don't have the old K2SO to do a comparison with, but I have heard that this is the exact same mold as the previous one, just with updated printing. And I love the fact that on his shoulder joints is printed the Imperial logo. And they do have a stud on the back of his torso, so you could attach some items there. Now it's time to actually talk about the U-Wing itself, and this thing is incredible, and it has a lot of different play features. At the front of the U-Wing, they have these integrated spring-loaded missiles. Now, they've hidden the button that fires these off incredibly well, and it is this little blue piece here. Simply push that down to fire off both of the missiles at once. Now, the primary play feature is that the wings can actually fold out for attack position. And of course, I had to do a swoosh test. This thing is incredibly fun to play with. Whether you have the wings in attack position or not, this thing is a blast. Sometimes I just pick this thing up and swoosh it around for a little bit, fire off the missiles, and have myself a grand old time just playing with this thing. Now, another play feature they actually build into this set is how you open the window. I know, that doesn't sound like a play feature, but pushing this pin in here opens the window. Now, even though this ship is on the smaller side, you can actually put a minifigure in the cockpit. The only downside is they practically have to be laying down, which is just really unfortunate, because in my opinion, this just doesn't look very nice. Now, on the underside of the ship, there are some bay doors that you can open up, and this is present on both sides. And there is space to put a minifigure inside of this compartment here. But since it is a very small space, it is incredibly cramped and hard to get a figure inside of it. But once you get them inside, they do look rather nice. Now, inside of that compartment is this nice little stickered piece here, which gets tucked away right here, so it is a little bit difficult to see once it's in there. Now, on the back of the ship, there is this little loading ramp that you can open up, but there really isn't anything present inside. I think they more so included this for the overall shaping. Now, on the wings, you will see these ball joints here, and those are used to actually keep the wings in place once they open. And they lock in place pretty firmly, so you don't have to worry about them rattling around. And this technique is also present on the inside of the wings to help keep them closed. A section they did incredibly well on this particular set is the engine section. They overall have some really great shaping, a lot of nice color usages from the red, the blue, the gray, even a little hint of yellow and black as well. And then to top it all off, you have some translucent blue cones at the end to mimic some thrust. It is overall just such a clean look. I can never not highlight how much I enjoy the translucent blue pieces being used to mimic the thrust. It is such a good part usage, and I love it so much. Now, there are a few stickers, and honestly, these aren't bad. Like, the color matching problem is still there, but it's almost unnoticeable on this particular model, and these stickers add a lot of nice detail to the ship. The most egregious one in my opinion is this white and yellow one here at the front. Yeah, the color matching's more noticeable on this one, but the rest of them, I think, are perfectly fine. Now, while this is the only Andor set based off of Season 2, this is not the only Andor set in general. In 2022, we got the Ambush on Ferrix set based off of Season 1 of Andor. Now, the Ambush on Ferrix set only came with 3 minifigures, but it did come with 2 separate builds. Compare that to the U-Wing, which has 4 different minifigures and only the 1 build. The level of details and accuracy on all of these figures is pretty much equal, except for Dedramiro's hat, which seems to be a unique outlier. But what do you think is the better lineup of minifigures? For me personally, I like the U-Wing figures more, but I like the characters in the Ambush on Ferrix set more. Now, both of these sets have the same retail price of $70 US. But which one do you think is more worth $70? Let me know in the comments section below. Now, there have been a total of 4 U-Wing Starfighters available for retail purchase, 2 play scales, 1 microfighter, and 1 polybag. So let's go ahead and take a look at all of them here. So let's start with the 2 smallest ones, the polybag and the microfighter. Now, they're similar sizes, but the microfighter actually has play features. Now, the microfighter version of the ship, the wings can actually fold out into attack position just like the playscale ones. And this one also has some stud launchers on the front of the ship. This microfighter also comes with a minifigure that has a phenomenal helmet mold, and you can put the minifigure inside of the cockpit. Now, the microfighter and the polybag are incredibly similar in size, but they also share a lot of similarities between them in terms of details. They also are the closest to each other in price points. Now we get to talk about the 2 play scale versions of this set, but let's dive into the details and see which one is more worth the money. Now, the best place to probably start is going to be the minifigures. In the 2016 version, we get a total of 5 minifigures versus the 2025, we get 4. Now, clearly, the 2016 one has more, but which ones do you like better? Me personally, I am a big K2SO fan, so I'm going to lean more towards the new version, but Bistan and Jyn Erso are such clean figures in the 2016 one, it really makes it hard to decide. Now, turning our attention to the U-Wing Starfighters, both of them have spring-loaded missiles that are present on the front of the ship. Now, when it comes to the newer U-Wing, you can only fire the missiles at the same time, but on the 2016 version, you can fire them independently of each other. Now, the troop bay door opens differently on each of the models. Now, the 2016 U-Wing has a gun that can be deployed on either side of the ship. Now, while both ships can technically fit a figure inside of the troop bay, the 2016 one absolutely clears in this regard. Now, both of these ships use a similar method to actually open up the cockpit by pushing this button forward. Both of the ships do have a rear loading ramp that doesn't really do anything. Both of these ships do an absolutely phenomenal job when it comes to the design of the engines. Now, there is definitely a huge difference when it comes to the overall size of the engines, but the shaping and part usage is similar. But how much bigger is the older model in comparison? Well, it is a little bit difficult to show on camera, but I did some math for you. So when it comes to its overall length, which is shown here, it is 5 studs longer. When it comes to its height, which is shown here, it is only 2 studs taller. One of the last main measurements is width. The old one is 4 studs wider. But what about its wingspan? What is the difference there? Well, the newer model has a wingspan of 22 3/4 of an inch long, which is approximately 73 studs. And the older one is about 25 1/4 inch long, which is about 81 studs. The math I use is about 3.2 studs per inch. So which one of these is worth your money? I honestly recommend getting the new one, but I would wait till it goes on sale, as this set does feel expensive in hand. But at the end of the day, it is all just personal preference. So with all of that being said, what are my thoughts on this set? I honestly love this set a lot. I think a lot of people are overhating on this set. They're overplaying how downsized it is. It's really not that big of a downgrade at all. Plus, when you take into consideration inflation, if the old one were released today, LEGO would be charging about $110 for it. And that's if they just stuck to what inflation is. So I hope my review and my comparison helps you make up your mind which one of these U-Wing Starfighters that you should pick up. I always recommend trying to find these sets on sale, as they are getting more and more expensive as we go on. But all in all, this truly is a very nice set, and I do recommend picking this one up. It's got a great host of minifigures that you will not be disappointed with. It is a great playscale set that is really fun to play with and swoosh around. This set is truly a 10 out of 10 for me. I highly recommend it. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Remember to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. And until next time, stay bricked up and enjoy what you love.